question here is how to distinguish different types of beings. Avatara Purusha, Siddha Purusha, Yoga Brashta. So what is the distinction? Arjuna asked Krishna, oh, Krishna, you are telling me yoga. Now I have come to war field. 18 days war. Mahabharata war is such that there's no exit from the war. Either you win, kill others and go out, or get killed. There's no way. It's like fight unto finish is Mahabharata war. So Arjuna is telling Krishna, oh Krishna, you are telling me this yoga, yajna, tapas, everything you are telling me, Bhagavad Gita, it's too late. I'm in a war field. Okay. Here, death is certain, or fortunately, if I win, I'll survive. Now, what will happen if I die? Okay, what will happen if I die? So Sri Krishna says, Salpamapi asya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Even if you practice little bit, next 18 days when you're fighting the war, even if you practice little bit, you'll be saved. Salpamapi asya bhaya dharmasya. Little bit do, you'll be saved. So now, somebody has practiced yoga to some extent, whatever extent he can, but not realized. What will happen to him? Krishna says, he will be a yoga brashta. Okay? A yoga brashta is fallen in yoga. That means he has practiced yoga, but he has not realized. What will happen to yoga brashta? A yoga brashta, he has done some good karma. Practicing that yoga, all those things he has done good karma only. For that, he will go to heaven, Sarga. He will enjoy for some time until his punyas get over. After that, he will have birth in a yoginam eva kule, in the family of yogis, or family of a rich man. He gives two alternatives. Family of yogis means by birth, the family environment is such that it will support spiritual relation enlightenment. So very quickly he will make progressively spiritual, he will evolve spiritually. Yoginam eva kule, one category. Other categories, he will be born in rich man's house. For example, Buddha. Buddha was born in a very rich man's house. Now, what is the use of getting birth in rich man's house? You have good prartha karma, which requires you have to enjoy some material wealth. You cannot escape. So that's why you're born in rich man's family. But that's an advantage. What happens? A rich man will quickly get bored with the richness. Having something excess will create boredom. That all of you know, mothers, right? So mother does dosa one day. Amma, nice dosa. Amma does dosa 2 days. Nice dosa. 3 days. Amma, today also dosa. 4th day. Ayo, dosa. 5th day. Do you know, do something else? Abundance of something causes detachment. Abundance of wealth causes detachment. That's why Yoginam eva kule, either is born in a family of yogis or born in a family of rich men where he gets fed up of the riches. That's happened to Buddha. Now he is looking for something alternative. So this is what happened to Yoga Prashta. Now what happened to what is the science of Yoga Prashta? Depending on how much progress he has made in spiritual life earlier, he can see some siddhis in the early part of the childhood. If somebody has done very, very evolved and he has already acquired some mental powers and all those things, he will exhibit some siddhis at a young age. There may be somebody who is a beginner in the earlier life, then he may develop them at a later part of life. So how much he has learned will come very early in the life, depending on what you have done earlier. So this is the state of yoga prashta. Now, is there a difference between the yoga prashta and avatar purusha? Yoga prashta is somebody who has done some sadhana, has gone to some level, but not realized. Avatar purusha is Ishvara, Bhagavan, taking the human form. So now there's no question of ignorance there. Adnana is not there. Whereas a yoga prashta is adnana, but he has a general direction of sadhana. He knows I have to go in this direction. Whereas a avatar purusha is very clear by birth. Now, some avatar purusha and some yoga prashta we can confuse. Because avatar purusha like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, at a young age, he was detached, of course, but he did some sadhana and he realized. Amritanamayi, at a young age, she was enlightened, but she did sadhana, she cried for God, then realized. Whereas Sri Krishna, by birth, he said, I am Ishvara. His godliness he declared right from birth. Now, what is the difference between Krishna and other avatar purushas who appear like human, but they are divine? So now, this avatar purusha, Krishna is a powerful divine incarnation called Purnavatar. Okay, so now other avatar purushas like Amritanamayi, maybe Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, when they did the avatara, they did the avatara with the purpose. The purpose is teaching. How do you teach? You teach by living a life. Your life should be teaching. Sri Krishna's life avatara was not for teaching mainly. It is dharma sanstapana, establishment dharma. Right from the day one, dharma sanstapana, I have come from dharma sanstapana, I have the powers. I am divine incarnation. So he is declaring his power from day one because dharma sanstapana requires show of power, strength. Okay. Whereas Jnana Samstapana, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa is Jnana Samstapana. So for establishing Jnana, so he will not come and say, this is Jnana, you take it. He say, this is how you live, this is how you do sadhana, this is how you realize God. So he will show the path of sadhana through his own life. The life is a teaching. Amritanandamayi came to the world to say prema samstapana, to establish the supremacy of love. So you have to live a life. Through your life, you have to teach. That's called prema samstapana. Dharma samstapana. Dharma samstapana is about power, right? A warrior. So Sri Krishna showed his power from the childhood. Even an infant baby could not be killed by a demon. Whereas Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Amritanamayi, they came for Prema Samstapana, Dharma, Jnana Samstapana and Prema Samstapana. They showed their life, oh, this is how I have to live. This, even if I am born in a poor family, this is how I can grow. This I can, this. That's their life is teaching. So they appear to have forgotten, but they appear to have realized. So that's the difference. Now, whom do we call Avatara? Because a Siddha Purusha, a Yoga Prashta also appears like Avatar Purusha in that sense. Yoga Prashta also struggles in life, somewhere he realizes. Okay. And also a Siddha Purusha. Siddha Purusha means he is Adnani, but he will do some sadhana, then he seems to realize. A Avatar Purusha also, for the sake of the world, he appears to be not pretending that he is not realized, then realize. So is there a distinction between them? There's a distinction internally. The internal distinction is, so suppose I have gone to America, okay, and come back. Many times I have gone to America. America is very familiar to me. When I go to America, I know this is what will happen, this is what to expect. A Avatar Purusha is familiar with the world, familiar with the human condition, familiar. He always knows, he is very familiar. Whereas a Siddha Purusha or Yoga Brishta, they are not very familiar. What is Atma Dana, what is Brahma Dana, they are not familiar. They are a clue. And they also have not come out fully from Maya. So they may go through intense suffering also. So still, that's not enough for us to distinguish between Avatar Purusha, Siddha Purusha, and Yoga Brishta. The clue is there in their work. Actually, a person is not judged. Avatar Purusha, Siddha Purusha, Yoga Purusha. What do you call as Yoga Brishta? The distinction happens not based on their birth, based on their work in the world. Avatar Purusha's work has larger impact in the world. It affects a larger aspect of society. A Siddha Purusha and Yoga Brishta can affect a smaller aspect of humanity. Their range is limited. So, example, with a cycle you can drive a few kilometers. With the auto, probably you can go farther. With a car, you can go further. With the aircraft, you can go further. With the ship, you can go for longer. So now, cycle carry only one person in the seat behind. A car can carry 5 people. A ship can carry 1,000 people. An aircraft can fly long distance, more people. A Avatar Purusha's vehicle is like an aircraft or a ship. It can carry many people out of samsara. It can build a larger society, a larger system in the universe. They have come to transform a larger aspect of humanity. They are like a ship or an aircraft. It can influence lot of humanity. Their work is tells them whether they are Avatar Purusha. Whereas a Jivan Mukta is like a cycle. There's a cycle. Either he can go in cycle, with difficulty he can carry one passenger. Jivan Mukta himself cannot carry more because he doesn't know teaching. He lives, he's peaceful. He'll ride on cycle, bell, da, 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 and tell other people, see, I'm happy. But he himself cannot help anybody else. Right? Whereas a Jnani or a Siddha Purusha may be like a car. He may pick up 5 people or 10 people, or maybe a bus. Avatar Purusha is like an aircraft or a ship can carry. So the work distinguishes whether a person is a Siddha Purusha or Avatar Purusha or Jnani. So then Avatar Purusha itself, there are categories. There's a Purna Avatara, the complete manifestation of divinity. In whole of history, Sri Krishna alone is Purna Avatara. Because all aspects of divinity, the power, the wisdom, the clarity, everything that's called, the divinity has what we call as Aishwarya. 6 different types of Aishwarya. I've already spoken about that. So that Aishwarya manifests fully in Krishna. Whereas in some other avatars, it will be manifest to lesser degree. The divine power, the glory of the divine is manifest fully in Sri Krishna. What is the glory? The magnificent personality. People get attracted, Varchas. Ishwaratva, command over nature, command over society. Aishwarya, wealth. Many of these 6 characteristics of Ishwara are manifest to a great degree in an Avatar Purusha. That Aishwarya is manifest in lesser degree in some people. That there are 6 qualities of Aishwarya. Ability to command, ability to influence, the power, omnipresence, omniscience. So these are called Avatara Purusha Lakshana. So to the extent how much is manifested in other people, we can say the degree of avatar manifestation. Degree of manifestation. So the highest standard is called Sri Krishna, Purna Avatar, complete manifestation of divinity. So any other avatar is a percentage of that manifestation, not full, not Purna Avatar. In some Avatara, more love may be manifest, some Avatara may be Jnana may be manifest, but may not be full extent of the full divinity. The full divinity will manifest only in the very difficult, troubled times, not all the other times. So that way, Avatara itself, there can be degrees, not full manifestation. So then that's called Purna Avatara. Purna Avatara itself, the full qualities may manifest or partial qualities may manifest. There may be Purna Avatara, but not complete manifestation of divinity. Maybe for a purpose, Jnana. But then there's called what is called Amsha Avatara. Amsha Avatara means not full divinity, a part of the divinity can manifest, partial divinity manifestation. This typically what we say is Bhagwan's servants or Bhagwan's sevakas, they can take avatar. Amsha Avatar. Then there is something called Avesha Avatar. Avesha Avatar means the person will be a human being. He may be a Siddha Purusha or he may be a world person. Suddenly, the divinity enters in their life and they show magnificence. That's called Avesha Avatar. One example of Avesha Avatar is called Avesha Avatar is Srila Prabhupada. Till the age of 60, he lived an ordinary householder's life. He was teaching some spiritual thing. But 60 to 75, full divine glory started manifesting through him. He established temples in 108 places in the world, established Sri Krishna chanting all over the world. That is something called Avesha Avatara. So Purna Avatara, Amsha Avatara, Avesha Avatara. So Ramakrishna Paramahamsa actually showed various bhavas. The bhava is in devotion, you have something called bhava. Prema bhava, dasya bhava, sakya bhava, then vatsalya bhava. How you worship God. Ramakrishna worshipped Sri Rama with prema bhava as Sita. Ramakrishna worshipped Sri Rama as Hanuman, dasya bhava. Like that he worshipped in various bhavas. Then he did sadhana in 64 types of sadhana. So now, for this sadhana to do, there's a degree of purification, sattva required in your life. Otherwise, you can't do this type of sadhana. It's impossible. So the degree of purity in Ramakrishna Paramahamsa was very high. So there are kalas, we can call, they are called kalas. Kala means qualities. So kala or quality is depend on sattva guna, rajoguna, tamoguna proportion in a body. The higher degree of sattva guna, the higher is the kala or qualities you can do sadhana. And any sadhana you do, we can get a siddhi very easily. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa has a very high degree of purity. So like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to sing and go into samadhi. So that showed very high degree of sattva guna, purity. Some amount of ramoja guna, some amount of tamoguna. This is called kala. So based on the kala or presence of sattva guna, rajoguna, tamoguna, we can say a person is very high level of evolution or not. So sattva guna. See, for example, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa did 64 types of sadhana. And Ramakrishna Paramahamsa had 12 disciples. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa gave Vivekananda one type of sadhana. The sadhana is Vedanta. Another Shishya, Puja. So even the Ramakrishna Paramahamsa had done 64 types of sadhana. None of his Shishyas have the ability to take up that level of sadhana. Only, understand, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, if you take 100%, Shishyas are less than 1%. So, the amount of sattva guna in you makes a difference. Purna Avatara, Amsha Avatara, Avesha Avatara. So now, Avatara should be determined whether it's Avatara, Yuga Purusha, or Avatarsha or Siddha Purusha or Yoga Purusha depends on what is the impact of them on the society. Typically, Avatara Purusha impact is very larger, and Avatara Purusha Lakshanas are seen with a very engaged in life. Is that question answered?
Yes, Guruji.
Anybody has any question? Okay, now Sri Krishna declared, I am the Avatara Purusha from birth. The day he is born, he said, I am Ishvara. In fact, but before birth itself, he declared. Before birth, he appeared in front of Vasudeva and Devaki. He said, I am Vishnu appearing as a child. He started his declaration of power before birth. Whereas Ramakrishna Paramahamsa didn't declare his Avatara Purusha nature. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa never spoke as Avatara Purusha nature. He always speak of Mother Kali, Divine Mother, all those things. So Vivekananda had a doubt whether Ramakrishna Paramahamsa is Avatara Purusha or not. After all what Ramakrishna Paramahamsa did, if you look at Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's life, he did a lot of sadhana. He was going to Samadhi. Vivekananda is very close, but still Vivekananda had doubt. They said doubting Thomas. He's a Purupakshi. Always doubts Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Is this fellow Avatara Purusha or not? He had doubt. If you look at Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, in his lifetime, his range is what he number of disciples he had very less, about 200. Some 12 people mainly disciples who are main disciples, and about 150 people who travel from Calcutta. They have to travel through boat and come to ashram. Very small disciple. His impact was not large in the world. Whereas Vivekananda always had doubt, is this fellow Avatara Purusha or not? He is great, of course. My guru is great. Avatara Purusha or not. So then Ramakrishna Paramahamsa was on deathbed. At deathbed, Vivekananda had a question. Is Ramakrishna Paramahamsa Avatara Purusha or not? So Ramakrishna Paramahamsa was able to read the question of Vivekananda. He said, at that time, one who was Rama and one who was Krishna is Ramakrishna. So he told at the time of deathbed. He declared he as Avatara just before he died. Whereas Sri Krishna declared Avatara before he was born. So because Sri Krishna has come for Dharma Samstapana, showing the divine power, he is coming with a stick. Whereas Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and other Avatara Purushas are coming with a Jnana. Their life is teaching. So is the question clear? Is the answer clear? Anybody has a question? Purna Avatara, Amsha Avatara, then Avisha Avatara, then Yoga Prishta, Siddha Purusha. Anybody any questions?
Guruji, I have a question, Guruji.
Yes.
ಶುದ್ಧ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಪರಾತ್ಪರ ರಾಮ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಶುದ್ಧ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಪರಾತ್ಪರ ರಾಮ್, ಅದು ನನಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಗುರುಜಿ.
ಶುದ್ಧ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಪರಾತ್ಪರ ರಾಮ. ಶುದ್ಧ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಪರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ the shloka that para means, para is the terminal term para called is an adjective. Understand? Like a great or beyond. Okay. So the para adjective can be used for Brahman or para adjective can be used for Maya. So para adjective is used for Brahman, para Brahma. Okay. Then it means beyond Ishvara. Ishvara is the Lord who is manifest. Beyond Lord who is manifest, para Brahma. Para Brahma is Narayana. Okay. One meaning of para. Para other meaning, parat para. Para other meaning is Maya. So Maya has a nature of unmanifest and manifest. Unmanifest is called Maya and manifest is called Prakriti. So with respect to Prakriti, Maya is called Para. So Parat Para means beyond Maya. Who is beyond Maya? Para Brahma or Sriman Narayana. He is Shuddha Brahma. So Sriman Narayana manifests as Vishnu, Ishvara. So Rama is prayed Shuddha Brahma, Paratpara Rama. Paratpara means beyond Prakriti, who is there, Para Brahma, who is nothing but Sriman Narayana, who appeared as Vishnu, is none other than Rama. Is it clear?
Okay, clear, Guruji. Thank you, Guruji.
Okay. So anybody else has any question?